Hey, what's up everybody? I wanted to do another video themed about nitrous oxide. This topic I kind of came to mind because I have recently gotten a comment or two about someone having some symptoms of possible nerve damage from some nitrous oxide use, and we're thinking about going to the doctor. And so I wanted to kind of just create this. This is probably going to be a pretty short video, but I think it's an interesting video, or at least I think it's kind of interesting. Before I get into it, I appreciate everyone that's been subscribing. It's like this is the most subscriber growth I've seen in like ever on my channel, so that's super cool. I'm really thankful, and thankful for everyone that's liking the videos, and especially thankful for everyone that has been commenting on the videos. So yeah, if you guys like this content, please continue to like and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. I'm hoping to reach more people, and especially eventually branch out into more topics. I guess, yeah, if you also, please leave some feedback or comments if you guys have something in particular you would like me to talk about or possibly talk about. Anyways, so with this video, as you can see in the title, is about methylmalonic acid. I won't go too much into the specifics as to what it is, but methylmalonic acid is a metabolite involved in the your body's metabolism that normally gets processed and like kind of recycled, and vitamin B12 is involved in that process. So the reason why I bring it up is because for those of you, and why I've been inspired to make this video, those of you that plan on going to see the doctor, because you're concerned. I guess this video is just kind of food for thought, or maybe something that you can suggest to the doctor and advocate for yourself if you really believe that something wrong is going on. And I say that because when I eventually went to the emergency room, it had been like, I don't know, probably like about a month after the onset of my nerve damage. I was finally able to start walking just a tiny bit. And my friend really wanted me to go to the emergency room. I was like, there's no freaking point. There's not much that they're going to be able to do. But I'm like, oh, well, I guess it doesn't hurt to go anyways. But one of the things that they did while I was there for like only a few hours, because there's not much they could have done. They did do some blood work, and what was interesting, here's why I think this is kind of interesting, is they tested vitamin B12 because I had told them about the nitrous oxide abuse, and so they tested my vitamin B12 levels. But those were within normal limits. Those were like actually in a decent range. So just looking at that, it's like, okay, well, I guess maybe he's not vitamin B12 deficient. I think the reason why it was normal is because it had been like a month since my last use of the nitrous oxide, and so I think my body started to like maybe have some inactivated B12. This is like bro science. I don't know if this is like legit or not, so please take it with a grain of salt, but I think that whatever food I'd eaten maybe it contributed to an increase in my B12 levels, and then also maybe there was some inactivated B12 that I got reactivated because the nitrous wasn't there to like keep it inactivated. I don't know if that's true or not, but either way, yeah, so it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's normal. But fortunately, I had a pretty good ER doc. I think they had talked with poison control, so I don't know if it was like their idea or poison control's idea, but they did a subsequent blood test lab test on my blood that was for methylmalonic acid. And like I said, it's a metabolite. And my levels were like 10 times higher than the high range. Like it was like absurdly high. So it's like, oh, okay, well, there you go. So he is vitamin B12 deficient, or at least was in a previous state of vitamin B12 deficiency. So, yeah, I don't know. I just bring it up because it's like, I guess one thing that you can maybe suggest to your doctor, or just say, hey, like, you know, in addition to testing for B12, like, would it be cool if like you tested for methylmalonic acid? And then you could explain to them and just be like, you know, like, I mean, you could mention, you know, you saw a video online or not, but just, you know, like, well, you know, like I know sometimes vitamin B12, like, levels will be normal, but methylmalonic acid levels will be high, which, you know, indicated previous B12 deficiency. And then, you know, maybe that might be helpful. I don't know if that would be super helpful in diagnosing you. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, some doctors would like recommend like some imaging, some you know, like an MRI or something like that, CT scan. The ER doctor wanted to refer me to like do an MRI or CT or something, but I never did. I kind of regret not doing that because it would have been interesting to see the exact locations and how bad the demyelination and nerve damage was. But of course I didn't, because I was like, well, what's the fucking point? But yeah, so like, I don't know, maybe you can like advocate for yourself and, you know, be like, hey, can you also test this? I'm sure, you know, they might consider it, or at least, you know, if your B12 levels come back normal, but, you know, there's still, it's still ambiguous as to whether you're B12 deficient or not. You know, they could test that too. And I don't know if there's any other lab tests that can be, I haven't done like a whole bunch of research into it, but my understanding is like those are like 2 lab values that can indicate vitamin B12 deficiency. So yeah, you know, if you're having prolonged symptoms of, you know, like numbness and tingling, especially weakness in your extremities, especially if you're having the Lemaitre sign, like I talked about in one of my previous videos recently, where if you look down, you have like a electric shock that goes through up and down your spine and like sometimes through your extremities. Yeah, you know, I always encourage, like, you know, better to be on the safe side and go seek medical treatment, you know, and versus just do nothing. You know, like I stated, you know, there might not be much that they can do, but at the very least, you might have a clearer idea, because it could also be something else too. It doesn't have to necessarily be like, you know, because I know everyone's different and affected by different things differently, but I feel like for most people, you have to like abuse quite a bit of nitrous oxide. You can't like, I really don't think that nerve damage is really occurs after just like a few times of use, like, you know, maybe a few balloons, or like maybe a small tank or two. You know, I believe that's like more of just like daily or like multiple times a week use for several weeks. I mean, especially combined with like a lack of a proper diet and nutrition. But, you know, that's not to say that, you know, it isn't possible for someone to have nerve damage from, you know, just using it a few times. I don't really know. I'm not a scientist. But that's why I say it's like, you know, sometimes it's good to go see, because maybe it's not that, but maybe you're having, you know, something else, some other condition, or, you know, who knows. So it's like, yeah, yeah, hopefully, you know, maybe this is some information you can use to advocate for yourself when you seek medical treatment. So yeah, hopefully this was somewhat interesting, I don't know, or something somewhat like enlightening. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to do another video on nitrous. Of course, I'm still, gonna keep thinking and see if there's like other stuff I can talk about the topic, just because it's like, I have this kind of like motivation and momentum to keep talking about nitrous, and I keep getting comments from other people, and so it's like, it's still an ongoing thing. And like I mentioned in another video, like with this Kanye West stuff, my concern is more people will start to use it and abuse it, and possibly end up with nerve damage. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time.